And welcome to this week's vlog, I guess. It is... Oh, what day is it? Monday. So I came up to Sheffield yesterday. Had a bit of a fiasco with the hotel room again. Me and hotels in Sheffield are not friends. Because if you remember, if you watched the one before Winters, I came up and I was racing the next day, came to my Airbnb and it was completely flooded. So then I had to apparently book another hotel. Then the hotel I was in this time, the room absolutely stank of smoke. Like, it was horrible. And then they didn't have a proper room. They had a room without aircon. And then, basically got left with a few hours with all my bags earlier before they switched rooms. But this one, thankfully, does not smell of smoke. So, you know, at least I'm somewhere now. And at least I wasn't racing today, because that would have been a nightmare. So, yeah, just chilled today, had a swim, came up and swam Sunday when I got here. And then swam again tonight, did a bit of pace, felt pretty good. Watched Neve's final in person, and then watched the rest of them while we were at Pizza Express. But yeah, it was good. Racing tomorrow, got 400 free first thing tomorrow. And yeah, I don't know how it's going to go. Hopefully well. I've been in good shape. I've been swimming pretty well in training. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Try not to put too much expectation on myself and just like enjoy the racing and just race with like no pressure, because realistically there is no pressure. There's, you know, it's only the pressure I put on myself, which I'm trying to bring down. So yeah, I'll catch up with you tomorrow at some point. Hopefully I make the final. That'll be good. But yeah, I will see you in a bit. Okay guys, here we are for my 400 heat, my first race of the meet on day 4. I am 3 people down from the top. Oh no, the 4th person down from the top of the screen. So if you see the 2 yellow lanes there on the up from the last yellow lane line, that's me in that lane. Lane 6, and yeah, as you can see here, I kind of went out pretty steady. Like, my aim was to even split, and just make the morning as comfortable as possible, and really not overwork the first part of it, because if you remember trials, back in April, in the heat, I went out just too hard, not necessarily too fast, just too hard, and wasted too much energy that I just absolutely died at the end of the race. So here I was really just trying to like control the first 200, and it's something I've been working on, being even pace and really like pushing the back end of my race, and not overexposing on the front at the moment, because I feel like that race plan works a little bit better for me. And yeah, I felt really smooth. It felt really relaxed all the way around. As you can see here, like, I'm quite behind. Like, I'm not the furthest one behind, but I am, like, not leading the pack, that's for sure. And I was actually out slowest 250, I'm pretty sure, which is good for me. Like, sometimes I try and overcompensate for my dive, on the first 50 and just try and go out too fast, so I was pretty happy about that. And yeah, it just felt really relaxed, this race. Like, I think we're coming up to about halfway now, and you know, again, I'm not in any of the leading positions whatsoever, but I kind of knew that where I was in the race, but I knew I had enough in the tank to catch up that distance, and, you know, give it some more on the back half. Yeah, my turns were a bit slow on the approach to them in this race, but I really tried to, like, push off, because I've got quite a good push off the wall, and kind of use that glide on my turns off the walls, but definitely needed to work on the approach to the walls in this. But as you see here, I'm kind of upping the pace a bit now at my stroke rate here, and really trying to like claw back a bit of distance between me and the leaders. just kind of building through this third 100 and, you know, upping the stroke rate, upping the effort, and just seeing if I could catch the other girls. Like, as you see, I'm much more in line with the other people instead of being behind here, like starting to catch up. But still feeling pretty in control at the moment. Not like maxing it, just, you know, just putting in more and more effort as I go through and just giving it that oomph on the back end. And then I do try and go a bit harder in this last 100, bring in my legs a little bit, and yeah, just finish off strong, try and, you know, not miss the final, but like give myself a decent lane in the final, or give myself, yeah, a good lane in the final. Like, you don't want to be out in the outskirts lanes. So yeah, I think up at this point I'm in 5th in this, going into the final 50, and then I don't think I was going to catch the like 2nd and 3rd place ones, but I do manage to catch the girl next to me, and kind of just get the touch over her. But you see, I'm really up to my stroke rate here and going, you know, pretty hard down the last 50. I think I came back in a 30 point in this, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, pretty happy with that. 4:19.5, like, that's pretty solid. Morning swim, pretty happy with it. Probably could have gone a bit faster, but, you know, I'm happy with that, and it got me in 3rd to the final.
Hello everyone, so heats done this morning. I had the 400, as you probably just saw, and yeah, it was okay. Felt pretty relaxed. Went out way too slow, really slow. Went out in like 64, and I was like, ooh. But it felt really relaxed, and, you know, the other girls were very far ahead of me, but I didn't lose my head, which is good, because sometimes I do that. But I've been practicing letting other people be ahead of me, and just trusting that I can kind of bring it back at the end. But yeah, I had a good last 50, negative split, love that. So yeah, pretty happy with that. And then yeah, I just had a meal deal sandwich, and I've got some little yogurt bowl with some blueberries, raspberries and blackberries, some Greek yogurt, like, but it's like a honey one from M&S, Greek yogurt with honey, and then just a few walnuts on top. So I'm just gonna eat that now. I got a cute little new bowl, because I forgot to bring a bowl with me. I always forgot to bring a bowl with me. So this morning I was eating my cornflakes again out of this, which is very difficult actually. So yeah, I need to sort that out. And yeah, it's like a little passion fruit. I don't know if you can kind of see, like, it's got yellow and then it's got like the little dots as like the seeds underneath, but it's really cute. So got that from TK Maxx this morning. So I can eat my, what am I eating? A yogurt bowl. Sorry, my brain is not working. I'm gonna go and have a nap in a minute, I think, and then get up and, you know, get ready to race again. I've got my hydration tablet in here. Just rehydrating and, you know, making sure my body's in the best position possible to race later. I am going in 3rd tonight, but I think a lot of the girls will go a bit faster, but hopefully I will be joining them and going faster as well. So yeah, we'll see. But I'll catch up with you a bit later.
Jessica Podger for University of Bath.
Okay, 400 final, there I am in lane 3, just getting ready to get on the block. And you'll see in a minute, I am in, like I said, lane 3, and I'm the other side of the yellow lane rope, so the one closest to the screen on the bottom yellow lane rope here. Now, here I was trying to basically do the same race plan, but obviously go out a little bit faster, but still very controlled. And, you know, this felt pretty chill on the first length, tried not to overexpose it again on the first length. But still, you know, getting myself in a good position here. And girl next to me, Megan, she went out so fast. But it didn't really put me off. And sometimes that does put me off. So I was quite happy with that. That I just kind of stuck to my race plan and stuck to what was my plan going into it. instead of getting too caught up on what everyone else was doing in the race. Because with a 400, like, it's a long race. It's not, you know, it's like over 4 minutes. So it's a lot of tactics, like, come into it, I'd say. Obviously not as tactical maybe as, like, the 800 or something, but you haven't got as much time that it's all tactical, but you need to, you know, keep your wits about you in this. So I think I turned in 4th at that point in the race after 100 meters, and, you know, I still felt pretty strong at this point, not really using my legs too much, just trying to keep my stroke reasonably long and, you know, strong, powerful, keeping that DPS in there, and trying to make my turns better. That was a little bit slow into the wall, but it wasn't the worst that I've done on my turns. You see here, like, in the middle 2 lanes, they had a great race. They were swimming really well. I think they both got best times, so that's really good for both of them. But yeah, they really took it out from the start. But, you know, looking back at that now, but in the race, I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking about myself and, you know, how I was doing. But yeah, coming up to the 200 meter mark here, this is where I was gonna try and, you know, make a bit more of a conscious effort to up the pace. I mean, I've been trying to up the pace, like, through every 50 kind of, like, build throughout, but, you know, here, like, I wanted to really, like, make an effort to change the pace. You can see the girl next to me, Ella, in the lane below me on the screen. She kind of picks up here, and I saw that because I was breathing that way and kind of upped it as well, just to try and stay ahead there. And that was a really long turn, oh dear. But yeah, keep the underwater strong and just keep building throughout. Still feeling strong at this point, but my stroke rate is definitely kind of increased a bit here, and I'm definitely, you know, working harder, but, you know, there's no easing off here. I do feel like I could have gone a bit earlier in this, but like I said, I've had trouble with the 400 over, you know, the last year. Not trouble, just, you know, just difficulty pacing it, and I've always had trouble with the 400 pacing it, and, you know, this was definitely probably the best pace race I've ever done of 400, and you can see me there really pulling in the legs now. I'm in 3rd here. So I'm quite away from the other girls. Like I said, if I'd gone earlier, I probably could have been a bit closer, but I can't do anything about it now, and yeah, but I was happy with my race and really picking it up here into the final turn. Definitely need to work on those turns. They're quite slow. But yeah, just working really hard down this last length, trying to finish it off. And I think here I went 207, 207, 207.8, 207.8. So basically even split. The morning was a negative split, and then tonight was an even split and 4 seconds faster than the morning. So I was really happy with that, going out into 207 and then coming back into 207 as well. Really happy with it. Here we are, just finishing. They did cut the camera to Lucy, who swam great here. But yeah, I was really happy with my swim. Like, it was really close to my PB and my fastest time in 2 years, and then second time ever that I've gone 4:15. So really happy with that. And yeah, nice to be back on my best time.
I got a medal! Look how cute it is! Got a bronze! Yay! My 400. It was good. It was even split. So 207.8. Both 200. So that was good. As you've probably seen if you've been watching over like the long course season, I've had an awful time with my 400. I didn't swim it last year at all, and you know, it's just something that I've always struggled with pacing wise, like, and just getting that pacing right and how to pace it. And you know, I've definitely got better over the season. If you watched my trials vlog, probably saw I wasn't very happy with my heat swim. I went out and then I died, and then yeah, so yeah, it was 4:15. So it was 0.3 off my best, but I've only been at 4:15 once. My fastest time other than that is a 4:16.99. So, you know, back on 4:15, you know, it's 0.3. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, really happy with that. And yeah, I couldn't even swim this time last year, which is kind of crazy. I kind of just couldn't really swim properly for 6 months. Didn't know if I was going to be able to swim competitively or anything again, to be honest. So to be back on my best this year and actually have something to show for it is, you know, a big win. Big win. It's always about the small wins, but today was a big win. So happy with that. And yeah, I'm very happy to be back on my best. And yeah, yay. But yeah, that's day 1 of racing for me. Even though it's like day 4 of the competition or something like that. But yeah, I've got 200 first thing tomorrow morning. So I went pretty much straight to Pizza Express, had dough balls and pizza, gluten-free of course. And then yeah, just come back and my stuff is a mess. I did unpack my wet stuff quickly before I went to Pizza Express, just to let it dry and hang up, but the rest of it is just a mess here. So I need to sort that out and get a relatively early night ready to be up for the 200 tomorrow. I think I'm heat 12, so the last heat. So I should be racing about 9:15, I think. Not that it really matters to you guys, but what time I'm racing. But yeah, but successful first day. Now to reset, recharge, and be ready for tomorrow. So hopefully, yeah, it all goes well, and I will update you tomorrow.
Okay, back again early the next morning. I think I was racing at like 8:55 or maybe like 9 o'clock. It was very tight turnaround for this one, obviously being first race the next day. But yeah, I was just trying to, you know, build through the 50s in this one and, you know, put down something decent in the morning. Like, I think there were only 10 of us entered into the 200 free from my age category. So, you know, it was 10 people in the final. So there's always a thing of, oh, I could just save energy and then try and go for a best time in the evening, like, kind of thing. And I feel like there's a time and a place to do that, but then I feel like you're just practicing swimming slow in the morning. And, you know, like, even though I didn't go all out here and it felt really comfortable, I wouldn't want to just go in and, even if there's a guaranteed final, I wouldn't want to go in and just, you know, just do a heat swim, because that's not going to get you anywhere if you come to like a major meet or like at trials trying to make the A final. You can't heat swim that. You've got to be on it in the mornings, and to make semis and finals you've got to be on it in the morning. You can't just you know, just chill it unless you're, you know, one of the best. But, you know, for most people you can't do that. So I was just trying to do my race plan. Obviously you can still keep it comfortable, but really, like, you know, do a decent swim in the morning, and practice my race plan, even keeping it comfortable. I am in lane 3 here, the bottom one of the yellow lane rope, and you see here, like, finishing strong, having a nice race with Phoebe next to me. She did out-touch me at the end, by like 0.03 or something, but yeah, it was a good race in the morning, pretty comfortable, and yeah, it felt really good, and yeah, I was pretty happy with the time.
Hello, I had the 200. It was good, pretty happy with it, felt pretty chill, which I was quite surprised at, because normally I feel really rubbish after doing 2 400s the day before. It always normally takes me out for the morning, but yeah, I felt pretty good. It was decent time as well, so yeah, pretty happy with that. Yeah, finals in a bit. We'll see how it goes. I think everyone was kind of chilling this morning, but yeah, we'll just see what happens tonight. I'll give it my best shot, and that's the best I can do. Doesn't really matter what anyone else does, but yeah, I will see you in a bit.
And Jessica Podker for University of Bath.
Okay, here we go.
200
Final.
for the
I'm in
200
lane 4. I'm in lane 4. I was actually the fastest qualifier.
the screen,
The final, and there happened to only be 7 of us swimming. Like I said earlier, there were only about 10 people.
You will see
entered,
after
so
this race,
it was basically a straight final. From the morning, it was just, yeah, I don't know why so many people pulled out. But yeah, there were only 7 of us. I do think a lot of the girls heat swam it, but I knew that going into it. I did heat swim it as well, but I think they took it a bit easier because obviously it was a straight it was a straight final basically, because unless you got DQ'd, you were qualifying for the final because there were only 10 of us. But anyway, yeah, on this first 50, I think I overrated it a bit and wasn't really catching too much water. About 35 metres into the race, I did swallow water and kind of choked a little bit, but I don't think that would have changed much. I think at the start I was just overrating it and slipping too much water. I think, I don't know, you'll see later on in like my 100, like the speed just wasn't quite there, and you know, it was just missing it. The easy speed that you need for like the 200 just wasn't there, and like the twitch, I didn't seem to quite have it at this meet. I had the endurance, like my 400 was great, like felt like I could carry on, felt really good, but the 200 and 100, it was okay on the 200, but I just need a bit more of that easy speed to help me through that first 100 so I can still keep my back end. Yeah, it wasn't the worst, but I wasn't too happy with it straight afterwards. As you see here, coming in 4th into the last 50. Yeah, maybe I just put a bit too much expectation on it, although I do think I had another about second that I could have dropped if I had paced it slightly different, and done a few different things in it. But that's still not quite where I want it to be, so that's just something to take back and learn from, and you know, go into when it comes to next season, have a look at with my coach and just, you know, work on those areas and improve on them, because the endurance is there, just gotta, you know, refine and get that speed back, and hopefully that will come back in my 200 and my 100.
Okay guys, I had the 200 free tonight. Oh, it's rubbish. It was so rubbish. Just from the start, it was so bad. Oh well. I can't do anything about it now, so I'm just trying to forget about it, to be honest. It was just rubbish. I was too tense. And then didn't catch much water. Had awful approaches to the turns because, on the first length, I swallowed water. And I didn't seem to recover from that very well on the rest of it. But, yeah. Oh well. It wasn't very good. Not very happy with it. I came 4th as well, which I think just made it even worse. I was like, oh, great. But, well, you know, at least I swam well yesterday, so I can't let the one swim just take away from, like, the other swims where I swam well, even if it is very frustrating. But, yeah, I guess it's just a learning experience, like a lot of swims, but, you know, you can't have the highs without the lows, I guess, so... Yeah, just one of those swims. But yeah, just have to work on for next season. But got 100 free first thing again tomorrow. So yeah, got to get an early night ready for that. I've got my new pyjamas on. I bought some new pyjamas in TK Maxx. I love TK Maxx. It's the best. And the one in Sheffield is actually pretty good. So I got some little seashells when I go on holiday. Little beachy vibes. And my little bear. But yeah, 100 free tomorrow, so I'm gonna get to sleep now, and I will catch up with you in the morning. Last day of the season, last swims of the season. Pretty crazy. I Also, I think I should mention that next week I'm going to be doing a kind of like season review of like kind of like my thoughts on the whole season, like throughout each competition and everything, just like an overview of the season. Yeah, next week. But yeah, last day tomorrow. So, woo! I'll see you then.
So here is my 100 free. I'm in lane 6, so on top of the yellow lane lines. I was the slowest off the blocks by far. Like, I'm giving everyone a head start at this point. Like, I don't know what was going on this last day. I did not feel very well. Like, I felt so exhausted and just had nothing to give. But as you see here, like, I'm overrating it so much and not catching much water. And this first 50, it wasn't even fast. Normally I go out in like a 27 mid for my PB, and I went out 28.3. So that's like plus nearly a second of what I'd usually go out of, and it felt really hard. So yeah, and then I didn't really have much on the back 50 either. Like, I did get caught in the swash a little bit off the turn, but it just didn't seem, I think that first 50 trying to, you know, go out fast was, I just didn't have the speed at this meet, and it just, yeah, didn't have it on the back end either. So yeah, I was 6th in this, and I did make it into the final.
So I had 100 free this morning. It was not good. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. I just didn't have anything to give, really. I was slow off the block. It was all just slow. Got caught off the turn because I was behind and got caught in the swash. Yeah, it just wasn't very good. But yeah, I'm going to do the final. It's the last race of the season. Try and do a bit better than I did this morning. Hopefully recover a bit by then, 'cause I just feel rubbish. Don't know what's going on. Hopefully I feel a bit better later. But yeah, I shall see you a bit later. Hello everyone, so I'm back now. It's been a few days since racing finished. Yeah, wasn't happy with that last 100 free. Not sure what was really going on. I didn't feel very well in the final, so we wrote the final off completely. I bent down on the block and I thought I was going to be sick. But aside from that, I don't think it was going to be like way quicker than it was in the morning. It wasn't going to be close to my PB, which is 56.0. And in the heats I went 57 like mid or something, or 57.6 I think I went, like, which isn't great. I just felt like I didn't have the speed, like, or the twitchiness that I had like at trials when I went 56.0. And even in like the 200, like, tried to go out faster, and then my back end wasn't as good, and I was just like, because the front end felt a bit too hard, and it's just frustrating. But we did kind of change my training after trials, and, you know, clearly from the 400, like, my endurance is there, and like the 400 felt great, like, felt like I could have carried on, to be honest. So yeah, probably would have had a great 800 if I'd done it at all this season, because I've got the endurance, but for the shorter distances, like the 200 and the 100, just didn't have the easy speed, didn't have the twitch, didn't have like those elements that you need for those events. So I guess it's just learning, and I'm still trying to figure out what works best for me training wise and everything. So yeah, it's nice to have some positives on the 400, and yeah, that's fastest time by 2 seconds that I've been this season, well, in 2 years, and the second time I've gone full 15 ever. So yeah, like, you can't really complain too much with that. And like the 200, I wasn't happy with it, but I think if I'd raced it a bit different, I probably could have gone a second faster. Like, pacing strategies wise, probably could have gone about a second faster, but, you know, still not quite there on that one. But, you know,
like I said before, I wasn't even swimming at this point last season. Didn't know if I was actually going to be able to, you know, get back to competing, get anywhere near my best times. So, you know, you got to take what you can get, like the small wins and stuff like that, from it. And there's always something to learn from, and there's definitely like still things to work on, still things to improve on. But it's nice to have like some really positive things from it, and then obviously things to work on. But you know, that's for next season. I can go back and look at it now, but for now it's time to rest, reset, and take some time off, both for mental and physical well-being kind of thing, over the summer, and then get back into it, and then we can, you know, sit down and work on those areas heading into next season. But yeah, overall pretty happy with it. I'm ignoring the 100 didn't happen, but the rest of it I was really happy with. So yeah, it was a good meet, and yeah, and I got a medal, so what more could you want? But yeah, that's the end of the vlog. But I next week am planning a season overview video, that I'm just going to go through the season and kind of like talk you through like each competition, each bit and stuff, just because I think that's quite interesting to reflect back and look at the season as a whole. But yeah, so I will see you next week for that video. Bye.